Welcome to TruthStream. Today we are here with Marie Scodari from the Boundless Love and Light Healing Center over in Jersey. Welcome to the show, Marie. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Great
Okay,
to see you.
so we are going to talk about something exciting. As you know, I own the EE System Center in Hillsborough, New Jersey, Boundless Love and Light Wellness Center. And I would say about 4 or 5 months ago, I called this gentleman to buy a tarot wand because I was losing my hair. And we got to chatting, and I was telling him how, I have the EE system. And I said, yes, but it's not helping my members with cancer enough. I'm disappointed that it's not helping my members with cancer enough. So he said, you need this plasma med bed. And he started talking to me about it. He gave me like an hour of his time just talking to me about it. And it had been very heavy on my heart, my members with cancer that were struggling, because a couple of them had passed away. And I really believe that God had me call this man in particular, because a lot of people sell the tarot wand. And I think that, I was just meant to buy this plasma med bed. So he said, you need this plasma med bed. And he talked to me about it. And I ordered it like right then and there. I ordered it because I knew I trusted him. I believe what he was saying. My gut was telling me this is the real thing. And then after I ordered it, I called a handful of places, like maybe 8 places in the United States that have this technology. And I called them to say, look, I ordered this for with my members with cancer in mind. It's good for everything. I said, what are you seeing with regards to people battling, the big C? And I had a man tell me that he had a man with pancreatic cancer that was, his body healed itself with this technology. I had a woman tell me she had a man with very rare brain cancer, and he had been eating really terrible, and he was using the technology, and he was making improvement. But once he improved his diet, he really saw even greater improvement, and his body healed itself from this rare brain cancer. And then another gentleman I spoke with had cancer. He had done radiation and chemotherapy. It came back. He did radiation and chemotherapy again. It came back. And they wanted him to do radiation and chemotherapy again. And he said, no, I'm not going to do this again. And he bought this technology for himself and opened up a healing center. And he, at the time I spoke to him, which was about 4 months ago, he was, fine. I'm just going to say that because I keep using the C word. So he was good. His body was still in good health with regards to this. And then I spoke to another man whose sister had the C with the breasts. So she came for a few weeks at a time. She lived out of state. She came for a few weeks at a time. And she did every day for 2 to 3 weeks, 5 times in the year. And her body also healed itself from this disease. And so that's all I needed to know. I mean, I knew already that God was telling me to purchase this, and I purchased it. And so we've had it a couple of months. I will say that I further learned that when it comes to a very serious illness, like such as, cancer, and when it comes to very chronic illnesses, it's not that the EE system, I don't not believe that the EE system can help, because we've seen results now, but the people have to be really committed. Like we'll show in a little bit, we'll show a testimony of a man named Jerry. Well, he stayed at our center for 8 days. He did both the EE system and the plasma med bed. And that's what we're doing. Like I know the inventor very well at this point. And his says that if you're in a higher vibrational state, if you're in a calmer state of mind, and your body's calmer, and you get on the plasma med bed, you use this technology, you're going to get better results. So what we do is we have the person stay in the EE system for 1 hour, and then we let them use this technology. for a half hour, or, you know, we work them up to an hour if they have serious illness. And what we found with Jerry is that it's the concentrated, it's the fact that he took 8 days out of his life, flew to New Jersey and stayed at my center, you know, for just about 24 hours. Now, we can't continue to offer the 24 hours, but we can continue to offer, like what we've done is we've made it work where if people want to come for a retreat, we'll offer them a week or longer if they want, and we'll make it work for them in a way where they're just saturating their bodies in it. And I think if we would have known this, like Mel Carmine, who also has an EE system center, and he's going to have the plasma med bed in 2 weeks, he's opening in Melbourne, Florida. His mother got well by living in 16 units for just a couple of months. So he was saying to me, Marie, people have to live in this. They've got to stay in it a long time. And I finally learned that he's right, because that's where we're seeing the big results, when people are staying, like really, really making the commitment. People that we have members with the C that sleep there every Wednesday night. And we have 2 of them who, one used the Theraphi, the plasma med bed, excuse me, it used to be named Theraphi. One used the plasma med bed 12 times, in addition to 5 months of sleeping there every Wednesday night. And her tumor shrunk in half. 60% here, 40% there, 50% there. And then we had another gentleman who, since December, so like 7 months, was sleeping there every Wednesday night. And initially he would stay all night Wednesday night and all day Thursday, and then leave. And then he had to like go back to work. And so his tumor also shrunk. Now, these are the images that the doctors are doing. His tumor also shrunk in half. But you see, he made a commitment. And some people don't have that time to wait like once a week. And some people, you know, in order to get their hands on this technology, there may not be one in their state. So that's why we decided to offer these retreat-like things. That's really important. It's something that I failed to understand. I wish I would have known this in the beginning. Maybe those couple of people wouldn't have passed away, or, you know, who's to say? But that's what I'll share with you with regards to that. And one other thing with regards to the technology, there's a video on our website. It's called Antoine Priori Methodology /Theraphi/Cancer. And this video talks about how this was invented. Now, first of all, it was invented by Nikola Tesla and Antoine Priori way back 100 years ago. And then, of course, it fell away. Right. And then these 2 men reinvented it, and they made it more user-friendly. They made it smaller, so you can actually like transport it if you need to. So that's what I'll share, you know, in preparation. If you want to pull up, you know, Jerry's, if you're comfortable pulling up Jerry's testimonial, Jerry stayed with us for 8 days. After 1 day, we had him do the video testimony. Okay, let's show that first.
Okay, whatever one you want.
So this is the technology displayed, and what you're seeing there, you'll hear in the video. Those are plasma light bulbs. There's plasma light in there, and noble gases in those bulbs. And underneath the massage table is the generator. And in there, they're connected to Nikola Tesla wires. And this is creating what Dan Winter, the inventor, talks about as phase conjugation, which is another word for scalar energy. But this scalar energy is more concentrated and focused. And according to him, it's a better quality. It's gathering a bigger part, a bigger wavelength, because scalar waves, it's scalar waves. So it's harnessing more of the scalar waves than the EE system is. So therefore, you need less time on it.
Okay.
And, you know, we've come up with the perfect like recipe of doing the EE first and then doing the plasma med bed. So you can play that, and this will show you the power of this technology. The audience could potentially be blown away.
Okay, so what I am going to do real quick, just because I've done this in the past, I'm going to make sure I hit the proper button so when the audio comes up that it doesn't see, there's the share sound button.
Yeah.
And now I can share
You got to hit that every time, right?
I want to make sure that I do. So, okay. Without further ado, here is the 2-minute and 44-second video.
Hi, my name is Marie Scodari. I'm here at the Boundless Wellness Center in Hillsborough, New Jersey.
Can you raise the volume?
Opened up as an EE System Center in September of 2022. We recently, probably about 2.5 weeks ago, we brought in the Theraphi machine. This Theraphi technology, the inventors are Dan Winter and Paul Harris. This technology is using phase conjugation, plasma light, noble gases. There's noble gases inside these bulbs here. And also the generator underneath, there are Nikola Tesla coils. So the story about how I got this dead light bulb, this is a dead light bulb. We got this about 2.5 weeks ago, the technology. The same day the elevator lights went out, they died. So on Sunday, my partners and I came in, we put the technology, we set it up. I then went to the recycling dumpster, picked this dead light bulb out of the recycling dumpster. No, I did not climb in it. I managed to get it out with a stick. And I'm about to show you the power of this technology. There's an energy field being created in between these two lights. So I'm about to show you the power of this Theraphi technology.
Cool looking.
Wow.
That's me. When I showed a video of this lighting up to my 15-year-old great nephew, he was like, his jaw just completely dropped. He was so excited, as are we. So this is the power of the energy field that our members are lighting. And, for anybody who's interested in purchasing this technology, this is the energy that you're offering to your members. That high frequency energy can then communicate with the cells of your body, feed the cells of your body, and help your body with its own innate knowledge. We want our members laying right in your field of this.
It's pretty cool.
I hope that excited everybody, and thank you for your time.
All right.
That was very cool.
Yeah, that was very. Now, should I just stay here in the screen sharing part, or should we?
Yes, you can bring up Jerry's
Okay, we'll bring
Jerry's
up
video
Jerry.
testimony.
Jerry.
It's a great dress, by the way.
So, oh, thank you.
Sharp, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the gentleman who had prostate cancer, and it was pretty severe. It had traveled outside the prostate, and he was very worried. And he's a friend of Mel Carmine, so of course I was going to let him stay at the center. And you'll see what happens. I'll let you play it.
Okay. And Jerry's 84, right?
Yes, he is.
Okay. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Jerry. I live in Miami, Florida. And I came to the healing center for many problems that I have. I got here having maybe 2 or 3 sleepless nights prior to coming here. I mean, 8 hours of just laying in bed and not sleeping. But I did get probably more time sleeping last night than I did for many nights. And I woke up feeling good, relaxed. So that was a good sign.
It was actually 8 days.
Here for the last 7 days. And the difference between when I got here and today is remarkable. I feel more energized. I feel like I'm accomplishing a lot on the recovery. And not only that, but seeing.
Can you pause that?
Hands that we're
Yeah.
doing show huge improvement.
Can you pause the video? I wanted to talk about the scan.
Yeah. So hold on a second. I have it right here.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we have a technology at the center. It's called BioL, and my partners brought this in. They joined me in May. They've been a godsend. And so if you can make it a little bit bigger, can you enlarge it a little bit so people can see?
We'll
People can
certainly
read it?
try.
If not, it's okay. They're perfect. So you've got a before scan and an after scan, and this circle is showing the various organs of the body. We've got, I can't really read what's up the very top, but if you look at the bottom on the left, there's a rectum prostate and a sacrum prostate. And they're in the one's in the borderline of the dark yellow. The other one is very, very close to the dark yellow. You don't want it there. You want it closer to the green, and the light green, the orange. So now, on the other side, his, I think that's a rectum prostate. On the other side of his body is way out in the dark yellow. And then he's got a blind gut, which is also in the dark yellow. And I can't quite read the cardiovascular, I think, cardiovascular system, or respiratory. I can't read it. But anyway, that's also in the dark yellow. Now, if you look below at the after, there's a huge difference. So the rectum prostate is way in the green. In fact, it's on the border of the two greens. And then the sacrum prostate on that same left side is also in the green, which is like amazing. And then on the other side of his body, you could see that once again, the sacrum prostate is in the green. And if we look at the blind gut, it's close to the green. And if we look at the, I can't quite read that, but whatever that it is up top, it's also close to the green. So this man, again, because he committed himself to spending 8 days, it wasn't 7, it was 8 days in the center, he got amazing results. These are great results. Now, I think we're going to show his blood results in a moment. So when you see that come up on the screen, Joe, if you could just pause the video and I'll go back to the video, and then I'll talk about the blood work.
Okay, here we go.
Cardiovascular. Okay, so now if you can pause it there.
Yep,
If
it's
you,
paused.
if you look very closely, you can make it a little bit bigger. But I can read it, but I know what the numbers are. There you go. 2 weeks before he came to us, as he had his PSA tested, the blood work for the PSA is measuring the cancer. And so it's at a 40.15. And then the day he got home, he got home on a Thursday, Friday morning, he went and got blood work. Scroll over so they could see the results of that. 14.9. In 8 days, his PSA went from 40.15 to 14.9.
Wow.
He was a happy man. He was a happy man. Now, it says, although he's not out of the woods yet, this is remarkable progress for just a week. The good news is this man is friends with Mel Carmine for 40 years. Mel is opening a center in 2 weeks. Jerry lives in Florida. Jerry's going to get an apartment in the Melbourne, Florida area where his center is. His center is Staying Alive, with 2 eyes in the eye, and the alive. That'll be in the notes below for people who want to find a center that has the EE and the plasma med bed. He will be one of 3 centers that has the plasma med bed and the EE system. So the good news is he's going to stay in Mel Carmine's center for as long. Mel said, I'm not letting him leave as long as he needs to until his body is completely healed itself. That's Mel's intention.
Wow.
And so I can't wait to get those results from Jerry. I mean, we got very close to him after he was with us for, it was 9 days, but 8 days. He spent a day at the hotel. But we got very close to him, So
that's very cool.
Yeah.
Do you want me to play the rest of this video?
Yeah, you can play the rest of it.
Okay.
Because there's a little bit more to be
Yeah,
said.
there's only like 30 seconds left. Hey, there's all your
So- Yeah, when Jerry first came to us, he couldn't hear us. We had to talk really loud. We had to repeat ourselves. His cognition was very bad. He wasn't present. He wasn't clicking. His brain wasn't working. And like he was down. His mood was down. He was depressed. But he left so happy. He was crying actually. And because he felt so much better. His energy greatly improved. He was really like walking very slow. He started walking normal, and his cognition was better. We didn't have to speak really loud for him to hear us. So even his hearing improved.
Wow.
So that was really nice to see. And again, I want people to understand that you do have to make a commitment if you're dealing with something serious or chronic. You really do. I learned from my mistakes of not encouraging that with people prior. And then we have another woman who actually just slept there last night. She saw my interview with our connoisseurs that aired about a week ago, this woman, and she also is dealing with cancer. And so she came from Massachusetts and she slept there on Saturday nights. Like people can get there at 3:30. So she was there from like 3:30 in the afternoon Saturday until about 10 or 11 o'clock this morning. We did the plasma med bed with her this morning after she slept there all night. And I know she called while I was at the center, and one of my staff was talking to her, and he said he couldn't understand her. She wasn't making sense. Her anxiety was very high, and we don't have a before a video with her, but you're going to see a woman who seems to be having difficulty talking. I didn't understand that at first until my partners explained it to me. The reason she's having difficulty talking is because she was so overwhelmed with the progress that she saw from sleeping there. And I just think she kept getting choked up, So
we love stories like that.
We'll watch this. I cried when I watched this because I wasn't there this morning when they put her on the plasma med bed and did the video. They sent it to me and I just cried.
So is this video from this morning?
This video is from this morning. Yes.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yep.
we've never watched it either. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. And her name's Patrice. Here we go, Patrice.
My name is Patrice Hassel. I'm from Springfield, Massachusetts, and I'm here because I'm on a healing journey. And
Yeah, she's crying.
I see a video about this, about what I'm going through, and I wanted to try something different. So I came up to Boundless Love and Light Healing Center. I came directly from the hospital over here to seek healing. And I wanted to know what pain level and what they can do for me, and how it would help me heal my body and see where the pain was and what levels it was on. 10, easy. And I didn't take any kind of medication. I haven't had any kind of pain medication in over 2 weeks. So I truly want to know what my pain level was. Before I came here, before that, I had a lot of blood work done. And it kind of felt like there was no blood at all in my arms. And it was feeling like a pincushion. And I spent 14 or 16 hours here overnight. I know it was whatever I was supposed to feel. I don't know what it was, but it was something that I never experienced before. That's all I know what's going on. I just never experienced before. And I just tried to.
You can pause that. I didn't realize they embedded this in the video.
Hey, that makes it easier. Yeah, tell us.
Yes, it makes it easier. So this again is the BioWell technology, and this is showing her energy levels. And if you look at the top, you can see broken spots in there, especially like on the second one. You could see broken spots in the energy field it's all jagged, it's all different, lengths, right? So before there was 45 joules. And then afterwards, you could see that the energy field, first of all, it looks a little bigger, it's a little bolder, and there's more like blue. So now, and there's no like gaps, there's not the same gaps. And so anyway, now afterwards, and this, now what's very important to say is, we normally test people before they do the EE and the plasma med bed. But in this case, we tested her. The 45 joules was good because she slept in the EE system for 16 hours or 15 hours. And then, but we wanted to see the improvement of just the plasma med bed. So we did this scan differently. This was before she went on the plasma med bed and after she went on the plasma med bed. Probably if we did a scan when she came in, that 45 joules before would have been more like 30 or 33, who knows? But afterwards, it increased to 59 joules, which they said that's unheard of. Like people just don't, they don't see that kind of an improvement. So that, there you go on that. You can finish playing it if you would.
Absolutely.
My body would allow me to in the time that I had. But to me, the most amazing thing so far is yesterday when I came here, how my arms, they were just like 10 cushions and there was nothing there no matter what I did. And I could just, you could just shake my arms and it was like, there was no life in them. Now there's no pain in my arm. It's almost normal. There's no pain in my arm at all. And that just feels so good. I've got no more to say.
Oh, wow.
You know, it's just so easy to cry, you know, like some of these people just break your heart what they've been through.
They just want to feel good. They just want to feel normal.
Oh my goodness, I can't imagine being in somebody like that shoes.
Yeah.
You know, somebody who's been through, that's why my heart just breaks for people that are battling cancer. You know, you see them, you see them come in and but when you see the improvement, you know, that's also very, like we had one night where we had a man, this was in June, probably like the middle of June. We had a man, we have a video testimony of this, but I didn't present it to you. This man just came with his son. Actually, he was bringing Mel Carmine's father every Wednesday night, and we let him come. I mean, I didn't charge Mel Carmine's father, you know, I'm friends with Mel. So we let this man come in, and we didn't charge him either because he couldn't afford it. So he came with his son, who's 13 years old, but he was living in a 7-year-old body. He had a rare DNA illness from birth, and it prevented him from growing. There's actually a show on Lifetime called I Am Shauna Ray, with a young girl who had this, but she got it after, she got it from treatment of cancer when she was like a baby. But anyway, it's a similar thing. And so this boy he looked like he was 7 years old. He hadn't grown in years. He hadn't gained weight in years. He would be incredibly tired. Like he would sleep till 12 o'clock and just always tired. And George started bringing his son, and I believe in the beginning of February of 2023. And this was like somewhere in the beginning of June of 2023. And they'd been sleeping there almost every Wednesday night. Again, that commitment to, you know, a long time. And so we did a video testimony with this man, George, and his son, this one particular night before they slept there. It was on a Wednesday night before they slept there. And a bunch of our members with cancer sleep there on Wednesday night. So we did 3 video testimonies that day. And this boy had done nothing but the EE system. He didn't have access to the plasma med bed, nothing but the EE system for those 5 months, almost every week. And he grew 4 inches and he gained 10 pounds 5 months sleeping there once a week, he grew 4 inches. The father started crying. I started crying. The boy was just happy. He said he gets up early in the morning and he has all this energy. Like it, I mean, that was probably the most impactful, because it's a boy, right? I mean, just like, who would have thought? He hasn't grown for years. He looks like he's 7 years old. He grows 4 inches from sleeping there. It was amazing. And the same night, we had the woman who I told you earlier, who used the EE system every Wednesday night for like 5, also maybe for like 4 months, and the plasma med bed like 12 times. Her tumor shrunk in half. And the other man, and like, I didn't know this when I was there that evening. Like, I didn't know they were about to tell me all this good news. And we were just, we were all like, both of those people battling cancer, their tumor shrunk in half. And this boy grew 4 inches. And that's the power of this amazing technology. That is, I really believe that God gave this to us at this time. The world is waking up. We're winning this battle against the cabal, and we're just going to see things get better and better. And this technology, this plasma med bed, by the way, if people want to purchase it for their own healing center, it's $28,888 with the coupon. And that will be the TruthStream coupon that will be below in the notes.
Sure.
And then if you email if you go to plasmamedbed.com, there'll be a form you can fill out and just let us know if you want to purchase it or if you want to finance it. If you can't do either at this time, we're asking you to maybe hold off. Don't email us, because the first time we did a podcast, we had like 500 emails, and we were working day and night. And a lot of them were waiting for Nisara or, for XRP, and we just don't have the manpower for that. So, but in any event, I really believe that this technology, it's been around for 6 years, but the inventors didn't know how to get it out to the world. And Mel and I said, you know what, now that I've experienced this technology, I want to help get it out to the world. And so that's why, we're doing this podcast. We hope that every EE system center will buy this, and we hope that every healing center will buy this, and, in the world, let's get this out like Jason Shurka got the EE system out, because this is powerful. The two of them together, nothing like it, if you ask me. Right now, the inventor says that this is the closest this is the closest we have to the med bed at this time. Doesn't mean that a year from now we might get something better, but this is the closest we have at this time. And this actually is using some med bed technology. It is Nikola Tesla after all.
Right.
And Dan Winter talks about negentropy, which is basically time reversal, but not time reversal as in you go back 20 years and you get younger, but time reversal as in it helps your DNA to repair itself to the younger years, the healthier, younger state. So, which is what, and again, I want people to understand this is not the plasma med bed. Excuse me. This is not the med bed that everybody's waiting for. That's not what it is. In fact, I wish it wasn't named plasma med bed, because I don't, I don't want people to, I don't want to deceive people, and I don't want people to think that. So this is something that people do have to purchase. It's not a humanitarian project that, the government is, or the good guys are funding. And, but it is technology that can help us go further, and again, I want to say one other thing. These technologies, the EE system and the plasma med bed, are not healing your body. They're giving your body the energy field, the higher frequency. Like Dan says, Dan is the inventor. Cancer cannot live in the frequency of that plasma med bed. That doesn't mean you can only go on there once and it's gonna all die. But it's giving your body the higher frequency food, energy. It's raising the vibrations of your cells so that your cells and your body, with its own innate knowledge, which is God-given knowledge, we are spirit beings, can heal itself.
Well said. And so you are a rarity. I mean, not just your center, you are as well. But I love that you have both technologies there. And I love that, I love that it's for sale for people, because some people, I'm sure if I had cancer and I had the money to buy this, that's great that it's an option. But how is it like, are there many centers that are like you that have both?
No, well, there's one in Alabama, and I'm sorry, I don't recall the name.
That's okay.
Mel will have it, and Mel will be open in about 2 weeks, so he'll have it in Melbourne, Florida. I have it in Hillsborough, New Jersey. There is a woman, don't remember where she is in Florida, but there's another woman that's ordered it, but it may be another like month or so before she gets it. So that's it. In terms of the EE system and the plasma med bed, there will be 3 after Mel opens. And there are a couple of centers that just have the plasma med bed.
Right. And how do people find, because, some people can afford it or whatever. And then some people
finance it.
Yeah. And then they're like, hey, I just want to be near one of these centers. So where are these centers?
Okay. So if you want to email Boundless Love and Light, email us on our website and just send us an email and say, can you tell us where? We'll look it up and we'll tell you where it is. There's not a lot. I can tell you off the top of my head, there's one in Washington, the state of Washington, where you guys are.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
If you want to go try it.
Okay.
It was previously called Theraphi, so that's what you would look. And then there are actually 4 in California. There are 4 in Canada. There's one in Pennsylvania. I think there's one in Pennsylvania.
So it's really new.
And there's one in Illinois, Skokie, Illinois. So for people, that's what I recall right now. There's probably 1 or 2 other states that have it. It's only in about 7 states.
Yeah, because we like to know for wherever anyone's at what their options are, and not that they're not beholden to one way or the other or whatever.
Yeah. And we've been doing that with people. I've done a few podcasts and people are emailing us, and then we're just directing them to where to go. If they want to do the EE system and the plasma med bed at the same time, or if they want to do a retreat, I'm sure the man in Alabama would be willing to do that. I know Mel wants to do that, and we offer that. So, if somebody's very sick and they can't wait,
right. And so which city is Mel Carmine going into?
He's going to be in Melbourne, Florida.
Of course. It's going to have his name in.
I never even thought of that.
Oh, I did.
That's probably why he picked Melbourne.
I gotta go where there's.
It's staying alive, and alive has 2 eyes. That'll be below also, and it's Melbourne. But I think Melbourne's very big, so I think there's like a smaller.
Well,
It's
sure.
called something else. It's not necessarily called Melbourne, but if you Google that,
Well, and we know where he's going to live if he goes to Australia.
But it's kind of fun that it's a disco themed healing center. That's great.
Staying alive. So.
Yeah, that's not for you. When he owned the pizzeria, it was Sopranos.
Yeah, of course.
So.
Do you happen to know where in Alabama that center might be?
I don't, but if you hold on a minute,
I can find out later.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
Okay.
But is there anything else that you want to let folks know? I mean, this is I've got to know you over the last half a year, and I mean you're full of heart, and you're compelled to do this center because I think you're one of the modern folks really on the front lines of doing whatever you can to bring healing to people. And I admire you, and we're proud of you, and we're thankful for you, because the world needs more Maries.
Oh, you're so kind. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I came out of retirement for this.
I know.
I came out of retirement, and at one point I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Because I was so overwhelmed with having to build a business, having to build it, having to make sure I kept my staff employed and everything. And when I was at a low, I was at a low. But I knew that God told me to do this, but I was at a low. And then guess what? I was at a health expo, sharing with the people that came to the health expo about the center and the technology. And I ran into two men who had wanted to open a center 20 minutes away, but EE System said, no, you're too close to, Hillsborough, New Jersey. And I'd met them because they'd come to the center. They were actually friends of a friend of mine. And they came to the expo, and I said, hey, are you guys still interested in wanting to have a healing center? Do you want to come in as a partner or work for me or whatever? And we spoke for a month, and we just hit it off. We just it just had to be God, because I would never bring on a partner. I owned a business for 31 years. I owned a counseling center for 31 years. I never would think about bringing on a partner, because the nightmare stories you hear about partners.
Oh yeah.
But the three of us are the three musketeers. We worked so well together, and they've taken so much off my plate, because I don't have all the technology and the social media, and I don't know how to do a video testimonial, and they've taken so much off my plate that now I can focus on helping people learn about the plasma med bed, So
Yeah.
I'm grateful. And thank you again for your kind words. Just, people the last thing I would say is, you deserve to live in the perfect divine health that we were meant to be. And you deserve to be happy, and you deserve to be at peace, and you deserve to have a quality of life. So, do whatever you can to make a commitment to get to an EE. If there's no place near you, go spend a week at an EE System Center. See if they'll do that for you. Just get yourself in this high frequency energy field. This is fifth dimensional energy. It's a higher spiritual frequency than what we live in. In fact, Patrice, we didn't say, she said she felt like she was moving into the fifth dimension. She said, this was more than just physical. This was emotional, this was mental, and most of all, this was spiritual for her. If people try and meditate in the EE system, you can go so deep. It does bring you into higher spiritual frequency. So that's, I just want to encourage people to not give up, and just know that you deserve to be in feeling wonderful in perfect divine health. That's how we're meant to be. And I'll end it at that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And people, please comment, we'll try and leave, if you're asking where some of these centers are or information, we'll try and answer that and direct you, because we don't want to overwhelm Marie, but we'll do what we can to answer, to get people, in the right direction. And if there are people that live near these centers that know of either, youth hostels or places to stay, because, sometimes people can, they might not realize that it's only a couple hours from where they live, but they can't really afford a hotel. And I think until this whole Nasara thing comes in, which, hey, we're guilty of waiting for it as well. But we're doing everything we can to accommodate and make things, work in the situation we're in right now. They're not just waiting for the future to get here. So
yeah, good. Yeah, that's what people need to do.
Yeah.
Yes. And again, if people want to purchase it for themselves because they're sick, or if people want to purchase it for their healing center, the link below is plasmamedbed.com. It's about $29,000 with the TruthStream's coupon code. Okay.
Awesome. All right. Well, hang out after. Thanks, everybody. And
thank you.
happy healing to everybody. All right. Take care.
Bye.